start the transcription in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start. Madam, when I heard the statement made by the Honorable Home Minister and when he made a reference in it to the local touch, I really thought that his statement would apply some balm on the wounds inflicted on Assam. However, it is my misfortune to be reminded by his statement of a similar statement made by Mr. Maxwell about 40 years ago. In that statement, the colonial administrators has placed all the blame for whatever had happened on the leaders of the nationalist movement who were fighting for the independence of the country. At that time, the colonial administrators did not want to discuss the pros and cons. They only wanted that suppression should be let loose, and thereafter there will be apologists who will say that suppression was the only thing that was necessary and that was required. It is unfortunate that the Honorable Minister has displayed similar colonial insensitivities. It is unfortunate that from the very beginning, when he took over as the Home Minister, things started going wrong with the people of Assam and with the negotiations on Assam. You would kindly recall that immediately after the talks were ended in November, this colonial administrative and bureaucratic attitude showed itself and the leaders of the movement were arrested. This is the scale or the magnitude of the folly that has been perpetrated on Assam. If it were possible for the government to see reasons, they could have, with great statesmanship, avoided the Holocaust that have visited Assam. The Honorable Leader of the House has referred to the question of constitutional amendment. I would simply ask whether a constitutional amendment was not possible. After all, Madam, President's rule has to come to an end on 18th March, and that is 1 month away. It was possible with the support of the various political parties which had said that they would be supporting a constitutional amendment, and it would have been possible to adopt such an amendment during this 1 month, during this 1 week. I do not know why this eventually never occurred to the leader of the House or to his government. The Home Minister has said in his statement that the prolonged agitation in Assam has generated an atmosphere of bitterness and distrust and disturbed harmony amongst different sections and groups. I do not agree with the statement at all. My friend talked of democracy and ballot. He said that the ballot was free. This was an election in which ballot was unfree, but baton was free, blow was free, bayonet was free, bullet was free, but ballot was not free. This was an election in which the people would not vote, but if they did not want to vote, they were being forced to vote, and it was an election conducted entirely by the CRPF and BSF. I can say on authority that at various places, the BSF Jawans were being given training to serve as polling personnel, and in a large number of cases, the CRPF and BSF personnel acted as civilian personnel to discharge duties of polling officers. That was the kind of election which has been arranged in Assam. But then, when you say this election is a normal election, when you say the situation is an ordinary situation, I would only recall the kind of oppressive laws that were available and are still available in Assam. Who does not know about the Special Armed Forces Act? Who does not know about the Disturbed Areas Act? Who does not know that the various provisions of the infamous Police Act of 1961 were also implemented in Assam? Who does not know that NSA and ESMA were also implemented? Who does not know that there was the executive magistrate's orders by which anybody who was an executive magistrate would be discharging the duties of a judicial magistrate, so that the independence of the judiciary was given the go by, and does not know that any person could be given the responsibility of acting as a police officer or police personnel, and if he or she says no, I won't do it, he or she would be fined or sentenced otherwise. And there was press censorship. On the one hand, you have all these oppressive laws, and on the other hand, you also promulgated Section 144 all over Assam, and no meeting can be held without the permission of the authorities, and the authorities would not permit it. This was the situation, and it is sad. There was a free election. Whenever an ordinance was issued, whether it was the ordinance related to the position of the executive magistrates or an ordinance related to police forces, the plea was that the situation was extraordinary. In each gazette notification, it was said that the situation was extraordinary. And that is why we are doing this. We are taking over these powers. There should be a scheme by which the people of the scheduled tribes should mix with others. We should not make a pocket of the scheduled tribes. They feel absolutely cut off. They are confined at one place, and they hardly meet the people of the plains. I am talking of the people of the hill areas. Even the government officials are not very helpful to them because they live far off. Therefore, I had made a suggestion previously that in pockets where there are enough scheduled tribes, there should be an office of the government. Some sort of office should be there, and it should look after the comforts of these people. Then there should be an effort to have a common dialect, because the language is a great difficulty, and I would suggest that in the tribal areas Hindi should be taught, because that is the language of the state, so that they may have conversation with the non-scheduled tribal people also. They feel having been kept apart, absolutely separate from the other people, and if this goes on, all the money that we could spend will not be properly utilized because we will have a pocket which may become a headache later. Full stop. And enjoy the landscape. ओके भाई, ड्रीम्स कमिंग ट्रू। एक स्टूडेंट और आया था अभी, ये देखो, ये काफ़ी देर से मेरी तरफ देख रहा था, फिर मेरे को लगा कोई टाइगर वाइगर तो नहीं है भाई। चलिए, बेस्ट ऑफ लक, सी यू, बाय।